Good evening. You probably wonder why I would come up here in your area and why you would care about aquaculture in South Puget Sound. South Puget Sound is a nursery for all of Puget Sound. And we're very concerned about gooey duck farming in particular, which you probably haven't seen here. If you go to our booth, what you'll see are 40,000 PVC tubes that are stomped in the ground in every acre. And on top of that, you're going to see nets. And they scrape the beaches off of all vegetation, all the native life when they do this. And we are the nursery in South Puget Sound. These are expanding through our bays, our coves, our pocket estuaries, and there's no end in sight because they're making over $1 million an acre. Right now we have individual tideland owners that are leasing their tidelands, and now DNR has announced they're going to start doing it with public lands as well. That is a major concern. The places they want to go are your sandy beaches, your rich habitat areas that we need for people and we need for animals. And if we lose our salmon, we lose our whales. There's such a chain of events that happen when you start taking the nurseries and you start putting these kind of intensive aquaculture practices into these very areas. There are a lot of people now that started in South Puget Sound, Olympia, Gig Harbor, those areas, and now we're expanding throughout the entire Puget Sound. And now citizens, no matter where you live, no matter where you are, this is a concern for all of us. Because if we either protect all of our habitats so we have something left, so when your animals leave here and they go down there, they come back. Or they start there and they come back up here. So if you will look at the booth we have and look at the information we have, we'd appreciate when you vote, you think about Peter Goldmark and his intentions on protecting, listening to citizens, because at this point industry is being listened to, and we know it's a historical industry. We're not talking about oysters, we're not talking about clams, we're talking about gooey ducks in particular. And that is the concerns we have. So if you would stop by, I know Anne Mosness here has her information on the offshore aquaculture and would like to share that with you as well. And we would just love to talk to you about it, let you be involved, and let you see what we're doing. Anne was going to come up here for a moment and talk about our offshore. And it's nice to meet all of you here, and please come by and see us. Thank you.
Hey, Laura's been valiant. She's gone to a dozen public meetings of the Puget Sound Partnership and People for Puget Sound that I've attended, and she's brought this issue to the media, this illegal encroachment of our tidelands. And as she said, we're losing our nursery area for wild salmon when we destroy the marine habitat in lower Puget Sound. So for those of us that care about wild salmon, and we do up here, we have to protect lower sound as well. But what I wanted to call attention to is over in the tables are some handouts that I'd like you to pick up. And this one in particular is a NOAA handout. NOAA is 2/3 of the Department of Commerce. And this is Washington Aquaculture Opportunities for Growth. We are one of the 2 states in the country that allows salmon farming. And some of us know the disastrous impacts of that. In 4 years, more than 613,000 non-native Atlantic salmon escaped into our waters. Last winter, the pathogen viral hemorrhagic septicemia was found in the salmon farms in our state. These open cages just allow these pathogens and pollution and parasites to flush right into our marine waters, which puts our wild fish at risk. So you would think that NOAA and other agencies would look to this state and see the harm of the open cages, and instead they are promoting it, and they're promoting more open aquaculture, more open cages in our state waters. So please pick this up. It lists the opportunities for growth, shellfish production, which includes the gooey duck clams, new finfish species such as black cod, more culture of salmon and steelhead, and open ocean aquaculture in the Strait of Juan de Fuca. So along with the push to open up fish farming 3 miles off our coastline, we have a push to increase it in our state waters, and we haven't agreed to this. So we look to Peter Goldmark and to our other elected officials to call for environmental impact studies, to find out the impacts of these industries before they're allowed to expand, and certainly not to allow illegal encroachment in our tidelands. Thanks.
Yeah.